Walk the line to get in.
You had to fight Black Willie. You had to fight Black Willie.
Black with Curly
and all. You had to fight them. Still on them to get into the baby space.
Willie, was I 8 years old and I had British Walkers, Playboys, and Porterfield and everything?
So why not?
Did I have a gold medallion?
Wherever we go, you go. Wherever we get, you get.
The second section. Can't let us go out by the third section. That's the third section. Get him, Willie.
One of your early students, Willie, going back, 55 years ago or so. I hear he was a great dancer.
And great martial artist.
He was a great martial artist too? Yeah. But his dancing skills, he was good at it,
Yeah, him and BlackJack.
Where would you say hip-hop started?
I would say it started right here in Bronxdale. And I would say that because we went from Black Spades to music.
Right.
Mario.
Get him, Willie. Get him, Willie. There you go. There you go.
Willie was Willie, you know. He innovated different moves and stuff, you know.
He innovated different moves?
Yeah, because doing martial arts, going back and spring up, he's a go down and kick your leg like that and spin around. BlackJack used to do all this, like you're moving your head, weaving, bombing. He put that into dancing. Like you're moving your head, weaving, bombing. He put that into dancing.
BlackJack too, he was good at dancing?
Yeah.
Now listen, once Shap in Africa and all that start coming out. Now remember, we dancing to these joints. Ooh, that's the joint. Potential. All waiting for the break beats to come, right? As we going on, right? Wherever Mario got it from, he started playing Shap in Africa. That brought us more into, that's why I told you, when he seen us dancing to this, he started gravitating to and telling us to come. That's when he started opening up the carriage room. Now, we was dancing to anything at the time. This was break dancing. This was a burning. We was burning to anything. When he started playing Shap in Africa and all that, right? All these Apaches and all that, it got us more into going off faster. You understand? We didn't have to wait no more. You see what I'm saying? Bam, when Bam start formulating into Bronx River, remember, Bronx River wasn't really popping like Bronxdale at first. It started when Bam started operating out there. So, of course, to us, it would be Bambaataa, right? Right? Okay. If he said he got it from...
No, well, Bambaataa, Sinbad said...
And I told him, I said, yo, my girl's having a baby, and I said, and she's staying with my mom, so I'm gonna have to get a job. I need you to maybe just buy all the equipment and give me some money and so, because I got to get a place. And he said, Sinbad, you sure you want to do that? I said, yeah, I have no choice. She's living in the house. I got to step up and do the right thing. And my son is 40 years old, so this has happened 40 years ago. My son is 40 years old, so this happened, like, I would say, between my son, just before my son when she was pregnant. So I said 41 years. Yeah, he's 40 years old now.
He just turned 40?
Yeah, he just turned 40. So you figured that this happened like
77.
Yeah. So
wow.
Yeah. So
So this was 76, 77.
Yeah.
Bambaataa broke away from him.
Right. When Bam...
I think Sinbad gave him his equipment at first.
Right. When Bam started operating in Bronx River,
right,
it became like a bigger picture.
Right.
It became a way bigger picture.
Hip-hop got more clear, more defined.
Now, I don't know what's happening with him and Herc, because Herc wasn't over on this side like that.
Right.
After a while, Herc started coming here.
Right.
He started coming here, over on this side of town. And that's when things start happening against Herc. That's when we start rebelling against Herc. Yeah, and he knows it, and everybody else knows it. We rebelled against them. We ain't gonna rebel against you if we think you was the first or whatever. We're not gonna rebel against you. So when we stopped being, everybody knew about all this shit that was going on. Bam, Herc. Not saying wherever Herc started or whoever got it from him. these dudes knew what was going on first. When we this is why the situation with Mario happened. Because nobody wanted to mention him. And this is what made us come out. Because nobody wanted to mention where it all started. If Mario was playing, wherever Mario was playing, right? He took the youth. That's what I'm saying. This is where the youth started.
Right.
When Mario grabbed the youth and he had to play to our music, not his. Whatever he was playing first, he stopped as he started going on and playing our music. And then when we stopped dancing and all that, he'll go back to whatever he was playing.
But when you say y'all rebelled against Herc, what do you mean by that?
See what I'm saying? Herc never played with Mario where we could give him that kind of respect. Bam played with Mario. That's why, not like, but he was there with Mario.
Yeah.
So that's why we respected Bam so much. Because Bam was with Mario. Anybody that was with Mario at the time, we respected them. When you came from other places and you came over here, believe me, you was gonna get the fever. You was it was gonna get dark. Because we didn't feel y'all. We didn't want to hear that shit coming over here like you was the first. No, we wasn't doing all that. That's why that shit happened with Herc and them and Bronx River. You know what I mean? Nobody even know that. Only ones that know why that shit happened was the gangsters at the time. The gangsters set that off. Not Kool Herc, not Bam. Bam couldn't even stop that. And Bam know it. That was Gestapos and all that back then. Yeah, the Gestapos was in effect back then. Cozy Corner Mob was in effect back then. That was crude. That was straight street gangsters that put that work in.
What, they shut the event
down? They shut that shit down. They didn't want it there. No. That's why that shit happened. Why you think, got shot? I wasn't from where we came from. I was from somewhere else, cross town. They was working on that shit. Soon as motherfucking Herc came up in there. After it was over, Herc came out with a long ass shotgun, walking through the crowd like this. Yeah, I was there. I know. I was right there, and I know. Believe me, I know. I know why that shit happened. I know how that shit happened. And that was street gangsters that did that. They had nothing to do with Bam, had nothing to do with Herc, none of that. It was, y'all can't come over here and do that. And that's what that shit was about. Straight like that. And why it didn't happen to Flash? Why it didn't happen to Theodore?
You hear what Graham was to Theodore, creative scratch and the needle drop. We here in Soundview, came here represent for this King Mario. They've been doing it since the early 70s, like 71, 72.
You see, Theodore still play with us today, right? Because they was part of us. To us, we respected them. Flash, went he came and played in the third section. He was playing with Mario in the third section when he came out with Flash one time, and all that. I think that was his first record when he was in the third section. Okay. He came over there, shit was packed back to back. No, nobody did nothing. The first time Herc came to Bronx River, it got shot up. It got shot up, and anybody that know that was there will tell you that. It got shot up. Why? And I told you this before, Mike. I know why. Wow. You wasn't one of us.
Wow.
You wasn't one of us. I'm sorry. That's how it went. Like I said, that's just like us going up to fucking White Plains Road at the time, and we just put our equipment there, even though Mario even though Mario knew the dude, right? And we came up there and put it down. You see what happened to Mario when they went up to what you call them in that, right? And the valley, right? You see that, right? They wasn't feeling us. They wasn't feeling us. That's why that shit went down. That was street politics right there, man. What happened in the valley? What happened to Herc? Them was street politics, man. You know what I mean? We didn't believe y'all knew nothing about what we was doing. We just thought y'all jumped on the bandwagon. That's why we did that. Us. I'm just saying us in a whole. You know what I mean? The shooting and all that shit came from street gangsters, man. It came from niggas that not even here no more. That could tell you why that shit happened. All them dudes I'm talking about that shit happened to, when that shit happened to her, it's gone, man. All of them is gone. And these were street gangsters. These dudes was nothing but goons and all that. You couldn't come around here like that if you wasn't East Side goon. I'm telling you, you couldn't come over here. Even though we say you couldn't come to Bronxdale, you couldn't come to Bronx River if you was in the East Side goon like that. You couldn't come to Monroe if you was in the East Side. You couldn't come in none of this sector if you wasn't really one of our goons. Cause they would tear you up. They would send your ass up out of here. And this was in the middle 70s. This wasn't in the early, no, this was in the middle 70s, 74, 75. Just before I went up north. Yeah. And that's a fact. That's why I said whatever Bam was doing, remember Bam left us. But we always had love for Bam and Bronx River. Bronx River and Bronx, they always like that. So anything that happened in Bronx River, if it went down, we was gonna hold them down. Just like anything happened in Bronxdale, they would hold us down. When that shit, yo, listen, that was, like, you see how you say check-in and all that? Ain't nobody checking for that. They just did it. Ain't nobody asked the Gestapos, can they do that? That's just how it was at our time. You see what I'm saying? That was just the way it was. God, the Gestapo, all of us is in the hallway like this. It's a long hallway before you go into Bronx. We all in the hallway, lined up. It's nothing but gangsters on the wall. When niggas is coming through, they like this. They see all of us on the wall. We all on the wall just sit. Yo, what's up? Ain't nothing, what up, ain't nothing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Bronx River was packed. The whole, you couldn't even get inside. It was packed right there to the doorway. Mm. That's why everybody was out in the hallway like this. All the true, yeah, if y'all know if y'all was there, all the true gangsters was outside, standing there. All of a sudden, niggas started looking at each other. They knew it was getting ready to go down. Mm. All you heard was boom, boom, boom. And that was it. And it was over. Mm. That's all it was. It was over. Niggas started breaking out. Niggas knew what happened. They knew. After it was all the smoke was gone, Herc came out with a big ass shotgun like this, coming through the crowd, looking for niggas because he was, I ain't gonna hold you, he was trying to get at niggas. Yeah, he was. I ain't gonna lie. Wow. He trying to get at niggas was saying OJs. OJs was parked all outside of Bronx River. When you came outside, all them shits was gone. But niggas already knew what it is. They already knew what it was gonna be. Mario and them wasn't there. Mario wasn't there. Yeah, Spades wasn't there. X-Spades might have been there, but Spades didn't have nothing to do with that. What had something to do with that? The original hip-hop gangsters had something to do with that. The original dudes that started all this shit did that. And they know why they did that. And that's what I'm saying. Whatever, once Bam took it with Herc, I don't know what they did. Maybe Bam did get it, but I don't know. But I know he seen it from Mario first. Now, whatever they say, Mario was playing, whatever he was playing, okay, that's cool. Whatever. But they got it from him. When Bam took it, started going to Bronx River Center, because we wasn't going to Bronx River Center. Because how was we going to Bronx River Center first when we was playing in the carriage room?
I remember when the jams were in the carriage room.
Carriage room.
They started in the carriage room.
That's what I'm trying to get.
The carriage room! Did you hear what he just said?
Hold on, hey, that's what I'm trying to get. In what building?
In 1715.
1715.
1715, yeah.
What year? Do you remember what years that was?
That had to be like, damn, that had to be like 70, 71. Because we were still in 123 then.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah, we were still in and I went to 123 in 71.
So if carriage rooms got that started, then nobody else was playing nowhere. Why wouldn't it been? Why didn't they have it over there? Over there? Over there? Because there wasn't nothing going on. We used to just walk in the carriage room free. Then they start coming, when we start coming, yo, you gotta give us 5 cents, man, 5 cents. They start rebelling against that. 5 cents, nigga, I'm from Bronxdale.
We never paid 5 cents, nothing, okay? They might have said X or something, but we never paid. That's
when we start rebelling too.
Let's go back to the music that we're talking about, okay? First of all, let me explain something to you. The reason why the music became break beats and drums was that was the height of our dancing. Right. Okay, that was a hype of our dancing. So Mario, in a sense, was doing what Herc turned the merry-go-round into. All right. He was playing Bust a Nut and all Scorpio and all of that stuff. But way before that. That's like I'm saying. So when we, the young kids, right, we weren't into dancing with females, showing, you know, the slick stuff or whatever. We were not into that. What we were into was battling each other.
Hey, you're moving your head, weaving, bombing, you put that into dancing. Hey, you're moving your head, weaving, bombing, you put that into dancing.
Dancing against each other.
Dancing
That's what I said. We used to dance against each other in our project.
All right. So now, when we brought that to Mario,
he the one who opened the door.
He said, yeah, go ahead, let them do what they want to do.
Right.
Right? And so that's what it became. Now, back in those days, right, there were a lot of records that had a drum solo.
That's right. I told him.
There was a lot of
there was the joint.
They had a lot of records that had that break. Now, the difference the rest of the record
was being played first.
The rest of the record, okay? And so now, remember, Mario was not just doing for us, he was doing for other people, older than him, were listening to music. Because, like I said, Bronxdale was different. There was a lot of, that's why they took the benches out of the projects. Because we were always together. We were always fellowshipping together.
This is an example of what DJ Phase was saying as far as the benches being removed out the projects. Back in the day, this short black gate wasn't here. So it was long benches here. It was just that back tree. And it was long benches here, maybe 15, 20, 25 yards. And we had the concrete table with the little stool, you know, with the checkerboard design on top of the table. So this is where young children used to congregate, get together and, you know what I'm saying, hang out. And this ties into the birth and the formation of hip hop as far as the children congregating, or like DJ Faye said, fellowshipping.
That's why they took the benches out of the projects, because we were always together. We were always fellowshipping together.
And it's like this all through the projects where they've just removed benches. So you see right here, they have it gated in. They have these benches actually gated in. They doing some kind of repair or construction or whatever they doing. And this is what the projects look like now, with this repair being done, never ending. It seems like never ending. They've been doing it for a long time. But this is what DJ Phase, this is an example of what DJ Phase was saying as far as the removal of the benches. Things change. You know what I'm saying? Things change. Over time, things change.
So that fellowshipping that we were doing, when it came to him playing the records, he would play for everybody. It's just that when we did it, because, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. That's all we came for. We didn't come for nothing else.
At first, yeah.
That's all we came for, was to play the breaks and dance. And so now once we walk off of the dance floor and we burnt somebody.
But listen, Mike, I want to ask you something.
I just think you misunderstand what I said, though. Because we was talking about who's the greatest producer. And then you really heard me with somebody else.
You know what
all I said was his contribution. Now, when I'm not saying it was better than what y'all was doing.
But you get ready to tell me about the merry-go-round. Tell me about the merry-go-round.